I guarantee you these 5 sunscreen facts will help you understand sunscreen more and will definitely help you to protect your skin from sunburn. Hi everyone, my name is Salmin. I am a chemist and esthetician. In my channel, I share videos about skincare tips and product recommendations. So make sure to subscribe to my channel to be a part of my fantastic skincare community. Also, don't forget to press the like button if you find this video helpful. The first fact is buy sunscreen with at least 30 SPF or more. SPF in sunscreen stands for sun protection factor. A sunscreen's SPF is a relative measure of how well it protects your skin from the damage caused by UVB rays. I think all of you have noticed that the SPF is usually expressed in numbers like 30, 50, 60 and all. And this number indicates how well the sunscreen protects the skin against sunburn. Don't get it wrong. It is not an indicator of how long you can stay out in the sun. Rather, it indicates how much longer it takes untanned skin to start getting red. Confused? Okay, let me give you an example to make it more clear to you. Suppose it typically takes you 15 minutes to burn your skin without sunscreen. So if you apply a sunscreen with an SPF 10, it will take 10 times longer, which is 2.5 hours. So what does that mean? This means you will still get sunburned even if you apply sunscreen, but it just delays the process so the damage is less. Now the problem is there are lots of SPF numbers in the market and sometimes it can get confusing. So what to do? Well, it's always better to aim for an SPF of at least 30. I know there are some moisturizers with an SPF 15, but trust me, if you're going out for a beach picnic or if you're going out for a whole day hiking, 15 is too low. Also, the Canadian Dermatology Association recommends using a sunscreen with a minimum SPF of 30. But going higher can add an extra layer of protection, of course. So you can actually use SPF more than 30, but make sure you're using at least 30. So yeah, going higher is not a problem. I know many people say that higher SPF doesn't work, but that's not true. One study published in 2017 in the Journal of the American Academy of Dermatology proved that. In that study, people wore SPF 100 sunscreen on one side of their face and SPF 15 on the other side of their face. And the researchers found that SPF 100 was significantly more effective in preventing sunburn. So choose a higher SPF if it's necessary, like if you're going for an all-day beach picnic or a hiking adventure or an all-day cycling trip. Oh, that sounds amazing. But for a day-to-day life, it's better to use at least 30 SPF. Fact number 2 is broad spectrum sunscreens are the best. I have talked about SPF so far, but let me tell you one thing. This doesn't tell you the whole story. SPF only indicates protection against UVB rays that leave your skin sunburned and itchy. But there is another one called UVA. UVA rays are much wider and penetrate the skin more deeply than UVB, so they are kind of more dangerous. UVA rays are actually responsible for causing lines, wrinkles, pigmentations, laxity, and skin cancer. All the bad things they can cause, so they also need to be blocked. That's why you should look for sunscreen that is labeled as broad spectrum. Broad spectrum sunscreens are formulated in a way that they give protection against both UVA and UVB rays. So while making the purchase, make sure your sunscreen has at least 30 SPF and falls under the broad spectrum. Fact number 3 is no sunscreen is waterproof. Yes, you heard me right. No sunscreen is truly waterproof. Sweat and water wash sunscreen from our skin, so the FDA no longer allows manufacturers to claim sunscreens waterproof. Instead, now most of the sunscreen products are either water resistant or sweat resistant, not waterproof, and the FDA only allows water resistance claims for 40 minutes or 80 minutes to max. Does that mean the water resistant sunscreens don't work at all? Well, the best you can do is to protect your skin on the water is to get a water resistant sunscreen that gives protection for up to maximum of 80 minutes, and after that please reapply. Fact number 4, using a separate SPF is the key. It is always better to use a separate sunscreen than products that contain SPF. Products like loose powder, tinted moisturizers, BB creams, and foundation typically don't contain high enough levels of SPF. Mostly the SPF in those products are 15 and only a few can go up to 30, that's all. So why they do that? Because a high level of SPF could alter the skin feel of the product and they obviously don't want that. So that means these products will not give you strong protection, especially when under the sun for more extended periods or on a beach day, of course. But that's not the only problem, trust me. When applying sunscreen, you have to make sure you use enough to have full coverage to give you the full protection. Usually, the perfect amount of sunscreen is enough to fill one shot glass. A tinted moisturizer or a BB cream with SPF 15, applying that much can be messy and not nice also. As a result, the coverage will be less with products with SPF compared to the separate SPF, and the protection will be less. So make sure that you are always using a separate SPF, and if you have a product that contains SPF, it's okay, you don't have to throw it out. Apply it and on top of it, layer it with a separate SPF and you will be okay. Fact number 5, spray-on sunscreens are convenient but not always effective. Let's be clear here. Spray sunscreens have what it takes to provide broad spectrum protection. They use the same UV filters as all other sunscreens. So what's the problem? You'd be surprised to know even though they contain all the useful ingredients for a sunscreen, they still fail at the job. The formula is good, but the execution is the problem. Cream sunscreens may be thick and greasy, but at least you can see how much you're putting on your face and you can at least feel them. So that helps. But in case of spray sunscreens, that's not the case, right? Spray sunscreens have lightweight textures that make them a pleasure to use, but they are transparent, so it's hard to spray the recommended amount of sunscreen you need. I know it's easy to apply, but you can easily miss a spot when you're applying the spray sunscreen, so I will definitely not recommend them. Also, inhaling them is not pleasant. I remember when I first came to Canada, I bought a spray sunscreen and I started applying it. I found that I was having difficulty breathing because I have asthma problem, and when I was inhaling the spray products, it was not a nice experience, and then I stopped using it completely. I know they're easy to use, but they don't always give you the best protection. On top of that, they're giving you the inhaling problem. So I would say that if you have to pick a sunscreen, if you ask me, I would always recommend a lotion sunscreen because you can use a lotion sunscreen in every season without any problem, like no greasiness and the full protection. So these were the 5 interesting facts about sunscreens that everyone should know to protect their skin. I hope you learned something new and enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on my socials. The handles are given right here. My name is Salmeen and I'll catch you on my next one. Until then, ciao!